All
Go,
right.
baby.
So again, thanks so much everybody for taking the time that tuned into our AMA here on Caesar's Calls with Never Surrender Ones. So NSO is their ticker. And again, pretty unique. I like the narrative here. It definitely does play into some larger, political kind of Trump-based tokens that we see out there. But it's they're kind of setting their own identity. And their tagline or their slogan is footing the bill one step at a time. And these guys have really been doing a great job since they launched on March 1st on Solana. Like I was kind of chatting when Dan and I were in our intros, the chart really was slow mooning from your launch, and then last probably 48, 72 hours just really exploded. The community's really taken off, and I know with some of your prior experiences, leading the like kind of helping to lead the shill squad there with Solama. Like you're very well connected. You kind of know within that chain what works, what doesn't. And I'm really excited just to see for what you have planned for everybody, how you continue to play into the larger narrative. I mean, as things heat up with the elections and more states and whatnot, I think this narrative is just going to continue to grow, man. So again, you guys have done a great job so far. You're pushing that 3 week mark on the chain, and I'm excited to know what's in store for the NSO community this week. So we have the AMA in full here, have about 50 minutes, if need be for that. And I'm excited to break it down. And then we're going to be transitioning, and we have Dan in the community jumping into the coin merge meme culture with us tonight. And as I said, he rocked it yesterday on Kid and Wald's show. So I'm excited for him to bring that energy tonight. Dan, take the floor.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Much appreciated. So my name is Dan, and I'm just a community member, a team member, just like any other member from the NSO project. Most of us that actually uh, started the project and were the initial pushers of NSO project were also pushers of Salama. Many of us, we kind of like formed a strong bond together. We worked hard together in Salama. We pushed Salama really, really hard, even through the ups and downs that we faced during Salama, because unfortunately it wasn't all rainbows and sunshines. We were actually sold on many times by the dev themselves, but nonetheless, we kept on pushing. We kept on pushing really, really hard, and we learned a lot from Salama, and we still made things happen with very, very small marketing budgets. Like for example, right before we did that big ass moon from 1 million to 100 million, when we were just hovering at that between 1 million mark to 2 million mark for like a good 28 days. One of our show squad members named Alexander, he literally had only a 5 to 6K marketing budget to work with, where he picked the most beneficial outlets that he could use, plus with a little hype and an announcement of exchange listing on Mexi, which really ignited the fire, which really caused us to have that huge, huge, huge spark up. And not to mention also, they did pull out a lot of the liquidity in the liquidity pool that was there prior, which really helped the price give it that big, as they call it, the God candle that it had. So it was definitely a very, very good learning experience that we all had in Salama, for sure, that we do plan on applying in NSO. And many of us in NSO now that used to be in Salama have moved to NSO, and we are pushing like as hard as we can, using the experiences that we've had and building on the narrative of the presidential meme token that has kind of taken the space. But we wanted to do it a little bit more different, uh, set ourselves apart from all the other presidential tokens that have been popping out. The way actually it started was we have a member named Kimadelphia who was actually just sitting and watching the news, and he heard that, he saw in the news that Donald Trump was being sued for $450 million, uh, for tax evasion. And, out of the blue, Donald Trump comes out with these shoes called Never Surrender. And, kind of like a stick it in your face type of thing to them, to show them that, hey, look, even if you sue me, I'll come up with a product and I'll still sell it to pay it off. And, I'm just going to name them Never Surrender. So when he saw that, it was kind of like an aha moment for him, where it was almost like a way that we could use that name to capitalize on it and turn it into, just like Air Force Ones, make it Never Surrender Ones. So when he brought us this idea and we kind of like sat down, we thought about it, and we've realized that a lot of these other Trump projects aren't really focusing on something unique as the shoe itself. Like, even when we look at all these other projects, we're literally the only shoe project as a presidential token on Solana. So, the type of avenue, the type of ideas, and the type of meme that we could make out of this token alone, kind of sets us apart from all the other presidential tokens. So not only do we get the benefit of riding on the Donald Trump narrative, but we also get the benefit of also using a shoe type of branding within the Trump narrative. And, the things that could be done with this narrative is beyond what we could have actually imagined at first when we first started. Not only can this be made into NFTs and advertised towards sneakerheads and put utility behind it, but we could also use the name Never Surrender in a way where we're actually right now in progress of working with Gotbit Labs into making our own rating bot, the Never Surrender rating bot. And we're going to apply all the rating tactics, all the kind of experience that we've got from rating constantly 24/7. Because even if you go into our Telegram group right now and you see, we've been abusing the Raid Master X bot. We've been literally using it raid after raid after raid nonstop, and we hold constantly raid competitions. And once that raid competition is over, we go to the next competition. Once that competition is over, we go to the next competition. So we kind of have a really good feeling of raiding and spreading the word, and we kind of want to apply our own version, because we see actually a lot of problems from using that bot. We've have a lot of experience on how things are looking. So we believe that we could make our own type of style bot that could be a game changer within the space. It's going to have like a mix of the Shield bot, and it's going to have a mix of the Raid Master X bot. And what's going to really set us apart with this utility is that, just like, of course, it's going to be, number one, free for all projects to use. But number two, it's going to have some premium perks where you could advertise your project so that other communities can see your project, but it's going to be for a very cheap price. Like, for example, I was looking at the Shield bot the other day, and they were charging 0.7 ETH just so you could advertise your project on there for 7 days, when we could do it for literally $200 to advertise your project there. And the thing that we're going to advertise the most, and that's going to set us apart from all these other utilities, is that our profits is going to be going fully towards buybacks and burns. So we're not here to actually make money off these bots. We're going to throw everything towards buybacks and burns, because we're kind of in this project right now more of as a reputation building project, because most of us have already made the money. Like, I myself have gotten into Solana at 20K market cap. So, I'm not really in here in this project to make money in NSO. Like I always tell everybody, you guys could even go and look at the dev wallet. The dev wallet since the launch has not been touched, has not been spent. Nothing has done. Everything that we've been doing to fund this project and push this project has been from our own pocket. Like we're not even listed on CG. We're not listed even on CMC. We have done zero marketing besides, callers and networking, and this person knows this person and this person knows that person. Our website is not even the best website. We're getting it redone. We don't even have a logo yet. We've been going back and forth for like the past week trying to figure out a logo, because we don't even want to put anything out there that we don't like. To us, we're so worried about perfection that it needs to be done right, that we haven't even decided on a logo yet. Hopefully tomorrow we'll have our final decision on the logo, and then we could finally apply for CG and CMC. And when we do apply for CG and CMC, of course, for CMC, we're going to pay the $5K just so we could get it fast tracked and, just get it over with. But, we've gotten this far, we've hit the 20 million market cap, all just based on the idea and what we're providing and what we plan on doing. We're even already in talks of partnerships with Gotbit. So everything, that we're saying that we're going to do, we're actually already doing.
I love it. And like, you know what, since you were chatting, I even went on and I started Googling a little bit about, the unveil he had at I think it was Philadelphia's sneaker con back in February, right, of his high tops. And even picked up an article about I don't know if you recognize his name, Roman Sharf. He's one of the world's largest watch dealers apparently, and he paid like 9K for one of these, a pair of one of these shoes. So like, that could be an option for you guys. It seems like he clearly supports something like this. I don't know, maybe he's a crypto guy. Maybe try and engage on Twitter or something like that with him. Clearly seems like he has some interest in these types of high end collectibles, and you guys are definitely um, probably able to kind of pull in like often people who are into that type of stuff, just in terms of normies are more high wealth individuals just often. So if you guys are kind of able to have that touch point there, every project in the space, I think, meme utility, doesn't matter what you're building, is always looking for a way to connect with people who aren't already in, DeFi and crypto. So that definitely could be a cool option for you guys to go down. And I'm sure that the list of people who picked up a pair might be quite extensive in terms of names or celebrities and
Absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you mentioned. That's a good point too, because we could always, with our project, and how we're going to advertise it, especially when we start with the NFTs, we could always kind of like raid their Twitters to spread awareness that will encourage other people to look at our project even more.
Percent. And you mentioned like the raid bot and some of the ways that you guys engage with the community there on your side. I mean, I know Caesar from talking to him, he's always spoken very, very highly of the Shill Squad and what you guys are capable of, and some of the projects that you get into and are having access to. So definitely something, when you mentioned that you're going to put your weight behind it, just from I personally don't know you as well as Caesar and stuff does, but just from talking to him, I know he definitely has a lot of respect, for some of the projects that you've helped push over the years. So yeah, excited for sure. And you touch on the normie aspect, or the supporters, and we haven't even gotten into like what happens as you move. Right now we're still in kind of mid-March. Well, what happens when we get to like July,
Yeah,
August, September, right? Like closer to the dates actually geared on the election and the political side, which we haven't covered much. So with your, I guess, your strengths and your connections, like you'll also know when to push it harder, and like when it's kind of like a time to let things just play out, more, so to speak. So yeah, lots
exactly,
of
exactly.
lots of things could cook.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of room for growth in this sort of like these presidential tokens. Like some of these, like the Trimp token went to over 50 million market cap in literally no time. So and there's also another MAGA project that hit 500 million market cap. So these high numbers are not actually out of reach at all. We believe they're definitely doable. They're definitely possible, especially in a bull market. Especially if like the way we plan on going about things, and the connections that we plan on utilizing, that we've garnered from going from project to project in the past. We definitely will put them to use. And not only that, like another big way that we plan on being exposed to a large portion of the crypto space is getting listed on as many exchanges as possible. Like you cannot be a presidential token just being traded on a DEX. It doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't even make any sense for you to be on one or two exchanges. For you to be a legitimate presidential token, you have to be traded on as many exchanges as possibly can. You should be even traded at the Poppy store down the block from you that's selling cigarettes. So we really plan on saving the supply that we have and not using it. Like even sometimes callers, like when I would go and talk to other callers, for them to have an AMA with us, or for them to do like a pin post or something, they would always like, some of them would ask for supply, and I'd be like, bro, to be honest with you, I'll tell you just the same thing that I've told other callers. We have not touched the supply since launch. We don't plan on touching the supply, and the supply will only be used for what's it called, for our GotBit partnership and all the exchanges that we're going to be going towards. So we've made it very clear of what we plan on doing with these supplies and how we plan on entering all these different exchanges.
And I noticed, I did pick that up when I was checking out the Twitter, that GotBit, bot that you guys are going to be working in. Is that going to be more of like a market making kind of volume based bot, or just wanted to, again,
No,
don't spoil too much, but whatever you can share about that, definitely love to know.
yeah, we're gonna be utilizing everything that we previously already utilized with them with Salama. We're gonna be literally almost copying the same playbook. There are some things that we did not take advantage of when we were in Salama that we will 100% take advantage of with GotBit. And I think you guys will be pretty impressed. I can't say too much about it, but they really have a really, really good, strong network, a very good call groups, and especially on their NFT side, when we start, playing with the NFTs and rolling out the NFTs, I think a lot of the community and a lot of people in the crypto space will be pretty impressed.
It's another a question that I'm curious about. So, with the NFTs, like how do you go about that? And the reason I ask is just I know that in the past Trump has released a fairly successful collection. I think like they're even trading. I don't follow that closely, but I know somebody in a private group I'm in has shared it, very early pre-mint, and they bought a bunch. So just kind of curious, are you guys looking to go more the collaborative route, maybe with an existing marketplace, or maybe a project that has some kind of association with Trump in a way? Or like how do you guys go around releasing like NFTs just because he has his own collection out there? That's just like what I'm unsure of, because he's somewhat in the space a bit.
Yeah, I mean that's actually pretty. That would actually be pretty beneficial. Now, I don't know any connections as far as going towards Trump's and personal NFTs, but at the end of the day, you don't know what type of connections somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody that GotBet has that could help us in that route. But in terms of utilizing the NFTs in general, I still do believe, however, that we are still at a very early market cap to be going into NFTs. Like me personally, I mean, I'm not going to give an exact number or when or how we would go into NFTs, but I think NFTs for us would be more better utilized when we're at like a much higher market cap, where, like, for example, let's suppose we got to like 300 million, 400 million market cap. I think that would be a perfect time to start releasing NFTs, because it gives more of an incentive for people to hold, for people to buy, to probably even stake their NFTs, probably do something with their NFTs that they can't otherwise do than buying. Because somebody who buys at like 300, 400 million market cap might not be too incentivized to buy at the top, because they might be thinking, well, okay, what is a 2x from here? What is it? How can I 5x my investment at 500 million market cap? So to them, in their head, they might need an extra push that is different than our bot utilities that we'll be coming out with, that will encourage buybacks and burns. So, we kind of want to try and space things out. Try to make the NFTs as late as possible in our way to the top, just so we could utilize the hype that would come with it. But definitely nothing's ever set in stone. Who knows? We might end up coming out with NFTs next week. So, but just to kind of like give you an idea of how we see NFTs being played out in our project long term.
Now, like, do you guys maybe plan to kind of gear them off like events that happen around like the I guess you would call it the campaign trail, right? Like, leading up to the election, you could do different stops, different events. Like, how do you guys plan to structure that? Has there been conversation? That's just an idea that comes to mind, right? Like that would maybe be a way to go outside of what's already being done or the traditional narrative. And so that's one question, I guess, or somewhat suggestion. And then I'll throw the mic back to you to just see, get a comment. And I wanted to go into another component that, we've seen be very effective with, another Trump-based project in the space.
Yeah. So if I understand your question, it's going to be, how are we going to utilize the campaign trail of the
Yeah, like
political campaign
the
trail in our project?
NFTs as a whole, are they meant to be like more so geared towards like the shoes, or are you going to use
Yeah.
the NFTs as a way to kind of gear or tie the sorry, been a lot of talking today. Tie the project back to the campaign and like the political side, right? Which is also kind of somewhat driving that narrative. Like that, you guys stand out with the tie to the shoe and like the fact that nobody else is geared towards that, but also kind of focused on Trump. So you have the larger narrative you're playing into, but your own unique spin.
Yeah.
But you definitely want to keep the focus on that campaign, right? Because that's going to drive a lot of traffic around his name on socials.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. We'll find a way to definitely link the NFTs, with the campaign trail. But to answer your question bluntly, it will definitely be focused more towards the shoes. We want the NFTs to be almost like a shoe collection type thing. Just like how these sneakerheads, they buy these different types of shoes and they sit on these shoes for months, right after they drop, just so they could go up in value and then resell them. They don't even wear the shoes. So, we kind of want to make the NFTs sort of that way as well. Of course, we'll use Trump's name behind it, as the inspiration, but we want to keep it almost focused as like, the never surrender ones, like the Air Force Ones. Even we have a teammate of ours who knows somebody who works in Nike, who's actually going to try and see if he could establish a connection or establish some sort of way where, we could kind of incorporate Nike to kind of like take a look at the NFT side of what we're trying to do with Never Surrender Ones and Air Force Ones. So, we're going to try and knock on every single door possible that we could think of to make this happen. But I know for sure that once we get to a much higher market cap, once we have more eyes on us, once we have more hands in the project, everybody will start to utilize their network, to utilize their connections to make this project happen, so they could go to a higher and higher market cap. Like the amount of people that we're gonna have at 100 million or 200 million is gonna end up giving us, so many. Everybody's gonna have their own skills, their own techniques that they'll be able to apply to this project to make it go on to the next level. But it's going to be our job and our responsibility, to be engaged with the community, to talk to them, to get this knowledge from them, to give credit to each other and help each other push this project as far as we can.
Oh, I think that again, it's a good concept, good strategy. Now, the other question I wanted to throw at you here, Dan, was related to like any type of charitable donation or contributions that you guys are going to make, potentially towards something that Trump supports, potentially even maybe look to put in a bid or use a percentage of the I don't know, like the funding that you guys have to put in a bid, maybe try and buy pairs of these shoes, auction them off to community members and give back or support him in that way, right? Like there's different ways that you guys as a community can interact and engage and draw that attention. But do it in a tasteful way that's also like helping out, him or somebody else in the community too. So yeah, that's
Yes,
kind of
yes.
the other question.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely we actually already have somebody on the team who went and ordered the shoes. So he's got his hands on a pair. Hopefully they'll be arriving soon. And we definitely do plan on doing things with charity, especially veterans, giving back to veterans. We already have an Air Force vet with us in our show squad, who's pushing literally day in and day out. So I got to give props out to Wasim, who is an Air Force vet, and he's literally active in the community day in, day out, doesn't sleep till like the next day, 7 o'clock in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. He's up almost 24 hours. He's going on CMC, talking about NSO. He's constantly on Twitter talking about NSO. So, he's pushing. And he's even telling all his military friends, all his other vets as well, to get into the project, to spread the word about the project. We definitely have a lot of Trump supporters and a lot of people who do love Trump in this project. We're even talking to another whale group, MMKK, who are big Trump supporters as well, and we're going to have an AMA with them, I believe, after tomorrow. So hopefully they'll also help us push to the next level once they start getting in, because from my understanding, they're very big Trump supporters as well.
I mean, I'm not from the States, but I am in that room. So I'm not really pro political either way, south of the border. But yeah, there's definitely been some projects in there. I mean, they were super early on like other tokens like MAGA VP. I know they have a couple MAGA whales in there. Like another kind of political spin-off token is like Bart that they've been supporting for a pretty early entry. So yeah, no, definitely a great room. I mean, phenomenal group of people in there. Love those guys. So and girls, there's some really good, well connected females in the space in there too. So yeah, no, that's really cool to know. Um, did Papa hook that up for you?
No, it
Oh,
was Crypto Mystic
oh,
Crypto.
nice. Yeah, nice. Cool. Anyway, sorry, don't want to get too distracted on that because I know we have the space coming up in about 25 minutes, Dan. But yeah, I like that strategy. Already good to know. I did want to actually touch on the fact that I don't know if you're aware of that, but I mean, they haven't been doing a ton for marketing with the market, being down from 2022 to like 2023, but with it picking back up, I know there's some announcements set to trickle out here in the next little while with like one of our partners, which is Military Finance, Mill, and like those guys, again, I think 325, 350-ish range K donated to go back to like, veterans with, dealing with PTSD and homelessness and whatnot. So, yeah, big fan of their like initiative too, because I have a couple of friends who served, one who's still active in the Canadian military, and then a couple of my friends' families, parents, and whatnot. A bunch of them served over in Afghanistan and stuff back in the day. So, yeah, lots of ties here for me to that, and yeah, maybe there might be a connection even there with you guys. Considering that you guys have a fairly large base, as you mentioned, with the military and veterans. I know those guys are always looking for collaboration. So if we can talk more about that offline, but it may be a fit just between the two communities and support wise.
Absolutely, bro. Let's make it happen. I mean, wherever where we could network, wherever where we could make connections, genuine connections. Believe me, we're open to it. We will knock on every single door. No problem.
Yeah, these guys have been around since 2021 too. So like, they launched kind of unfortunate timing for them, like right at the tail end of that last, big bull cycle. I think their all-time high was around 75 million or something. But yeah, I'll make the connection. I love that you guys have that support base, and if you guys do decide to go that route, that's one of your options. That huge for me. That's why we chose to partner with them, because I really support like that aspect, and giving back to veterans.
It's
Grandpa
it's
lost his
always
leg.
important to give back
Yeah, my
because
grandpa lost his leg in like World War II. So, yeah, like I never really knew him. He passed away when I was like 7, but I just always remember he like was sat in his chair and he had a prosthetic leg, and that's kind of all I remember about my grandpa.
wow. Well, may he rest in
Yeah.
peace, bro.
Yeah, no, but yeah, like again, sorry to that for me is a very, that subject hits home. Sorry about that. Love what those guys do, men and women, supporting the country. But anyways, going into like you guys, Solana as a community, let's just talk about that. Like the chart. I mean, I don't go into charts that often, but I do more so when we're talking about Solana based projects, because you guys have held up very well for almost 3 weeks. So I want to just kind of have you touch on like what you've really noticed about your community, some of the things you've kind of had stand out to you about your community, because there hasn't been, there's going to be a correction at some point, which is healthy, but the community seems to be very supportive, through the first couple of weeks, which you don't often get on Soul.
Yeah, for sure. To be honest with you, bro, everybody, like I said, we've done no really huge marketing. So a lot of this has been just word of mouth and just a person knowing person and just telling them about the project. And from what people have been hearing about the project, from them seeing the seriousness that we want to push this project, and from them knowing where we're coming from the past project, has garnered a lot of faith, a lot of trust. We even encourage them to look at the dev wallet and have them see and look for themselves and investigate. Uh, so they know that we haven't even touched once the dev wallet. All this money that we've been putting in has been from our personal money, pushing this project. So, a lot of the times when you see these big corrections happening, it's almost 80% of the time the devs, digging into the dev wallet and just selling it off, either, to fund whatever they want to fund for their project next, or to put it in their pocket and just, leave the project running as a community project. So this is why you really don't see these big corrections. And I thank God, that we were able to win the trust of the community, to be honest. Because without the trust of the community and without the trust of the team, we would not be anywhere close to where we are. All of this, like I'll repeat again, these past, what are they, like 11 or 12 green daily candles, has been nothing but networking and somebody knowing somebody. We're not even listed on CG, we're not even listed on CMC. We have done no marketing. We don't even have a logo. Our website is trash. Is being worked on right now. We haven't even paid for any deck screener trending, no deck stool trending, no bird eye trending. Everything is literally just word of mouth and networking and just telling people about the project and how hard we want to push the project, and that we really, really genuinely believe that we could take this project to a 1 billion market cap project. Like, this could literally be the presidential token of Solana. That's really gonna be different. We want to try and really put our name out there. We're more worried about our reputation than making the money.
Oh, no, I'm just messaging Caesar, just let him know that, oh shit. Okay. One sec. I mean, I normally don't pause it during the AMA, but I mean, I gotta get my man in here, build up some hype before their Monday nights. But yo, Wall, what are you doing coming in here? What are you doing?
I'm still fucking recuperating from yesterday, man. What a hell of a show yesterday. But yeah, man, I definitely wanted to come in and give really high regards to this project, guys. Yesterday, I mean, I was telling people about this project. I mean, they've been on the show for a couple of times, right? If you guys been on the world famous Kid and Walt show, they came in and the chart was looking so beautiful. I believe it was like a 9 mil, 10 mil, and it looked great, right? And I'm really trying to tell people more than just the chart and more is about the team. And these are the real deal, guys. Like they are really pushing this. I can tell you guys and vouch for them. I mean, I saw what they did for another project that went over to 100 mil. So just to give you guys that reassurance, they are doing it, guys. This is a team you do not want to fade. And all the words he's saying, just listen, guys. Pay attention. They have your best interest. They hardly have any crazy marketing. Like you said, the website's still getting done, guys. And just I haven't seen a team that just says what they're gonna do and does it. And you don't see that all the time. So if anything, guys, just make sure you don't fade this. Do your own research. But definitely they're doing great. But yeah, Maurice, I'm feeling a little cold from yesterday, bro. I guess from just working so hard this whole week and everything hit me. But yeah, man, I'm still there, baby. You already know. Let's go, baby.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, gotta keep that, gotta keep that money maker rested. That's why I always joke when I'm sick. I was like, I'm not hosting. That's how I make my money. My voice is my asset. So you gotta keep it rested when she's not feeling great. But yeah, no, I love the brand here in terms of the narrative, and I know Caesar, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, speaks very highly of Dan and like what these guys are capable of at the Shill Squad, and yeah, again, like it's still super early. We talked about it being 3 weeks old, which I mean, I think it's more of an unfortunate thing, but on Solana, sometimes a long life. But I know in everybody's eyes in this community, and listening to Dan here, it's still very early, and being that it ties to a much larger narrative, and with the political associations, which just again because of that, it's geared towards Trump, and you can kind of play off the news cycles and whatnot. We kind of know it's maybe some downtimes, but when news cycles are high, you're going to catch some potential hype just because of that, and that's the fun with a token and a narrative like this, and then you work in some of the connections that Dan and the network and the community over there has, and some of the stuff they're looking to do, maybe even on the charity side of things, and with the NFTs as that comes into play, you start to add in those layers. So yeah, it's still definitely early, even though it's late for some projects on a Solana blockchain. So yeah, great job so far, man. Again, you guys are really, really killing it. Who came up with your slogan? Footing the bill one step at a time, and are you guys gonna maybe try and put some of that charity donation back to, Trump's tax fund
Yeah, that was
recuperation?
that was actually part of the plan as well too. Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna do stuff like that. As we get higher in the market cap, and anything that we could do that could bring attention towards the project, that could bring attention towards the token and push it higher. Believe me, we're going to do. We're gonna spread as much awareness about these Trump shoes, about what's been happening to Trump, about veterans, about the whole campaign. We're even looking. Hopefully, we could get a tweet from Trump himself. Like even Walter was suggesting. We make Air Force One shoes, and then I'm sorry, we make Never Surrender Ones shoes, and we go to Trump and gift him a pair and take a picture with it. And that he accepts it. Like the amount of hype that we could do with this project. Linking it to Trump and coming up with different ideas. It can really, really help us explode to the next level. Like we really, really believe that this could be the first presidential token on Solana to hit 1 billion market cap. And after seeing these other memes go as high, like even Book of Meme to go to 1.5 billion, it's not impossible. The money is out there. There is tons of money. There's tons of money in crypto, and these people are just looking at anything to throw their money at. And when we're telling them that, look, guys, we're putting utilities behind this project, we're trying to make this a safe investment, and then on top of that, riding the meme Trump wave, just imagine a meme with utility, with Trump's name behind it, what it could do. So this is the type of shit that we're trying to do right now.
think that's great. And now, how can the community, like, how can people get involved? Like, what have been some of the ideas or some of the suggestions you guys have already incorporated, sorry, from community members there? Just like I'm always trying to see, like, there's the buying the token, holding it, chart goes up side of contributing, but the deeper side of something like this is like actually being in the community, adding value. So like what would you say to anybody listening or maybe anybody who catches the recording, Dan? Like how can people come to your community and add value in like, going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very important question, and I will say this loud and clear. We don't have all the ideas. That's number one. We don't have all the ideas. We don't say that I don't say this is my idea. I always give credit where it's due. A lot of the team members don't say this is their ideas. We all understand that this is a team effort, and we all believe. Like I tell them, guys, I'm not a dev, you're not a dev. We are actually all devs. Anybody that's contributing to the benefit of the project, to the development of the project, is a dev. And we welcome all ideas, from the dumbest ideas to the best ideas. We'll look at them, because even, how they say there's no such thing as a stupid question. There really is no such thing as a stupid idea, because it could be somebody who comes up with a stupid idea that somebody might think is a stupid idea, but somebody else might hear that idea and be like, you know what, maybe if we just tweak that same exact idea in a different way and we looked at it from a different perspective, it could result in X, Y, and Z. And, this could actually be a really good idea. So, when you have more heads in the pot thinking and kind of like simmering these ideas, the community becomes super creative. So we encourage people to please come with ideas. We're open to ideas. We listen to ideas. We give you credit for your ideas. We'll help you push your ideas even if you don't have the money to fund your ideas. So, we want to be immersed in the community because we believe we are part of the community. We are no different than the community. Just because we're out here pushing and, just because I'm out here speaking, that does not make me any different than the lowest person who's rating in the community or who's just sitting down and just holding the token in the community.
And you got me hyped up. I'm ready to just like go fire it up and get you right on first on the space or something like that. And then unfortunately we got to onboard the keynotes and stuff first. But yeah, man, like you could tell, like I think as so another question, I think the way you speak to the project, you got a good energy about yourself. The narrative's pretty easy to understand. We've seen them run really well before. The chart's holding well. Like you have a good pedigree in marketing. So, things are looking good in the early stages. Now, what are you doing in terms of like opening spaces, just hosting spaces, onboarding, maybe non-crypto people, answering questions? Like, what's your approach to that? I've seen more and more projects just going to these more general chill spaces where people are actually able to just jump on the mic and ask questions. And it seems to work quite well in terms of back and forth community engagement and word of mouth spreads. Like again, I've seen it be a very viral tool.
Yes. This is actually a very good point, and I'm glad that you brought it up. We definitely plan on utilizing our Twitter Spaces for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, we haven't been utilizing it now because I'm kind of embarrassed of our Twitter profile picture. But once we get our logo up and running in the next couple of days, believe me, we're gonna be utilizing Twitter. We're gonna be jumping into different spaces with the Twitter account, with the main Twitter account. We're crypto related or non-crypto related. Believe me, you're gonna find us there. We're gonna be talking. We're gonna be educating. We're gonna be informing. We're gonna get the people that have never even been into crypto and tell them why they should hold Never Surrender and the model behind Never Surrender. And not only that, we also have an Instagram, we also have a Facebook, we also have a TikTok, and we're gonna be making a YouTube channel. And like one thing that we're gonna apply that we applied in Salama with our YouTube channel is that we're gonna be going to these crypto influencers where they host live sessions, and when you get to donate for them, and in your donation you get to see your name up top for like X amount of minutes, or you get to ask questions with your donation. So this is something that we're going to be also utilizing. We're going to be throwing money at these YouTube influencers through the donation button, just so we could get airtime, so to speak, on their live channel. So everybody that's watching live, that some of these people like Crypto R Us, like when I was in Salama, I was on Crypto R Us's live channel, and I was just paying $40, $50, even $100, just so I could get like 5 minutes of airtime on his little thing talking about Salama. So this is something that we're going to be also utilizing for Never Surrender Ones. And also another thing is that a lot of people have not realized is that sometimes, bro, when you advertise your project on Instagram and Facebook, people don't realize that there's a small hack where you could actually spread the word through Instagram ads and Facebook ads. Of course, if you're going to use crypto, they're going to shoot you down right away. But there's always a back door to everything. You don't have to be so blunt about it and say, hey, Instagram and Facebook, right now we're going to be advertising our crypto project on your platform. Ban. So no, just go open up a small merch store, be covert about it, talk about how you're selling, these nice little shirts, these nice little hats, and somewhere in the website, hide your crypto project. Hide the website link. Tell them how to buy. Tell them how to do this. Tell them how to do that. It's sometimes these little things that many projects don't understand and don't know how to utilize that spreads brand awareness. These things play a very big role. Some people might not pay attention to it, but it works. It really works wonders.
Oh man, and dude, like if you guys have a space and just want some added reach or anything like that, just shoot me a DM, let me know. I'll jump in, or like maybe even Caesar will jump in. He seems to be loving the Twitter game right now. He's been opening spaces himself. I woke up Sunday morning and saw he opened a space at like 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday night, and I was like, "Oh, attaboy, you figured it out, nice." Yeah, anytime you need an extra speaker, let us know, and I'd be happy to just kind of help get you guys a little extra reach.
I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate it. I appreciate you. I appreciate Walter. I appreciate Caesar. Everybody that's been helping us push this project. I got mad respect for you. I mean, we could not be at the market cap that we're at. We could not have hit all-time high, without any marketing, without CG, without CMC, without you guys spreading the word, helping us push. Like I said, this is a team effort. This is a team effort. I really believe genuinely with all my heart. I swear to God, I really believe we can hit that 1 billion market cap. Like, this will set our names up for everything, all of us as a community, because when we reach that big market cap, it's not going to be, Show Squad help reach that market cap. No, it's going to be all the callers that talked about it. It's going to be you, Caesar. It's going to be Walter. It's going to be MMKK. It's going to be everybody, because at the end of the day, like we said from day one, this is a community project. We've never put a dev behind it. We've never put anybody else behind it. We're just here. Just all we are is just in control of the dev wallet, and just telling you guys, this is what we plan on doing with the dev wallet. This is what we've already made our money in Salama. We're not here to make money. We're here to build a reputation. So, hopefully you guys could see the vision with us and push with us too.
Bro, if I was just listening from like a perspective, like again, not even, I would be like, this has the writings all over the wall, guys. I mean, honestly, just I can tell you guys, if I had to pick like a team that I know that I would, somebody asked me who are the top, they're on the top of my list, guys. I'm just letting you guys know. I mean, they got me fired up. They got Maurice. They got me fired up, and Maurice as well fired up. Like, guys, but this is the real deal, guys. And don't miss this golden opportunity, bro. Just all you have to do is put on those never surrender ones and chill, guys. But of course, non-financial advice, guys. But honestly, they are on a mission, And if you listen to him carefully, he said they're more worried about their what they're doing, the reputation, more than what the actual market cap does it more. They want to push this. They want to take their time, guys, to make this work. And you're hearing it from Dan, man, himself, man. So honestly, Dan, just proud of you, bro. I'm so happy to actually know somebody in DeFi and more in a team like you guys that um actually fulfill your dues, guys. And you've been delivering over and over, and you're just getting started, man. So honestly, guys, what he's saying is not moon boy stuff. Honestly, they got the passion, they got the work ethic, guys. I'm watching them behind the scenes. So yeah, man, guys, just you already seen how crazy the politic narrative is, and them actually being on Solana and front running this. I think it's perfect, guys. So I love it, man, and thank you, Maurice, also for supporting these guys. They will deserve it.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I agree. And again, like Dan, I know we were on the space previously. I know you jumped in for Salama, and I think obviously this past Sunday I wasn't able to attend the space. Sorry, Walt, I wasn't there. I went up to go see my little niece again and hang out with my parents on Sunday. So I don't get any phone service. I tried to join the space. I'm sure you probably saw me listening in for like 45 minutes or so, but I lost signal and I was just like, and then I got to my parents and there's like a little 3-week-old baby, and I just like literally I sat down, my sister's like, you want to hold her? It's like, sure. And then I literally like was sitting there for probably like 90 minutes, didn't move, just like staring at her, just like, dude, this baby is so cute. Like,
Yeah, she is, bro. She is, bro. I wouldn't blame you, man. But thank you for even trying to come by, man. But I know we work so hard. But you definitely gotta spend that family time, bro. So I'm glad that you took that time, man. So anytime. But
yeah.
yeah, man, this team is doing it, Maurice, man. I mean, they deserve it. I mean, dude, Dan came into our show at 300K.
No, it doesn't matter. Twitter, Telegram, Walt seems to get his mic rugged. Doesn't matter where he goes. Walt,
Oh, I got
are
oh,
you
I
back?
got rugged. Oh, I got rugged. Oh, I'm back. Am I back? All right.
You're
Yeah, but
back.
yeah, all right, but yeah, man. Honestly, this team, guys. I mean, just seeing, everything I could vouch for. Because I mean, just meeting Dan at 300K market cap on Salama, guys, and seeing what it did 2 months later, and then becoming the headliner, and then as well approaching me for this project, guys. I was like so excited, giddy. I knew what they were gonna do, and they came to me around 500K, 700K, then blasted to 2 mil, 4 mil. And now they went from 9 mil, and then right after the show, 20 mil, guys. So I mean, right now, I'm looking at the chart, I'm looking how everything is. It's just looking prime for pump, man. I mean, this is peanuts in this type of market right now. Like he said, the money's there, the liquidity's there, guys. So check it out. Don't fade, don't cope.
No CG, no CMC.
CG, no
Super,
CFC.
still super organic. Like again, it's still like very, grassroots stages as Dan mentioned. And you guys have done a great job. I I really respect the way that you guys have built up and held up the chart on Solana, and with your previous connections and just experience as a whole. Super early, man. So again, plays into a larger narrative. I love like I pulled up a couple different news articles while we were chatting, and the fact that the sneakers, the launch of the sneakers has made it into the mainstream, right? There's some depth to it, right? And if you can start to unravel that and get some connection coming back to you, like we've seen it happen before. So again, it's never financial advice, but I love the different identification of a narrative within a bigger narrative that you kind of taken on this one. And with some of the support you have early with Kin Walt and some other names behind you, it's gonna be fun to watch. And as we near closer to November, that the heat will just naturally start to turn up a little bit on more so that side of the equation, or aisle, if you want to make it a little political pun. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll pass you the mic to close out, and then we have our meme culture space jumping in, and NSO is going to be one of the featured projects. It's actually looking like a pretty solid room, man. Like overall, it's going to be great cross exposure, I think, built up. A1 just sent it to me for anybody who's maybe listening. I'll read off the list after you close out, but yeah, it's looking like a good one. So I'll
Yeah.
pass the floor to Dan. This officially wraps the AMA. we're gonna have these guys on. I think we're gonna do a little space in the future with some projects, get some different keynotes in there ourselves, and just, not often, just like more of an ad hoc thing. Maybe do a chain one, maybe like Sol one every 2 weeks, and then ETH every couple of weeks, and just build up a good group of projects. But yeah, we'll get you into one of those spaces. I'm sure we'll see you on a couple, future Kid Wall shows as well. And then, yeah, man, just again, like really good stuff. And I know how hard you pushed the last one. Thanks for bringing this one to us early. I know it was like 6 million when you sent it to us. So you actually did try and get this to us really early, and then we delayed the AMA from Sunday to Monday. So, that's on me that we got a little later entry, but you were trying. You were trying.
I appreciate that, bro. And for my closing statements, like the only thing that I could think of to close with is a shout out, number one, to the community, a shout out to you, to Walter, who are helping us push this project, and a shout out also to Show Squad, who have been since day one, since we started this project, since the previous project, has been pushing constantly, nonstop. We could not have done it without us working together as a team. So my closing words is thank you guys. Mad respects for you all. And we definitely will be pushing a lot harder. If you think we are pushing hard now, I promise you, we are going to be pushing a lot harder. We haven't even started yet. We're not even on CG. We're not even on CMC. We haven't even done any marketing. Just please, if you don't want to invest, just watch what you would be missing out on.